Hello, you, and a happy and relaxing Sunday to you wherever you are. Now, you may remember that earlier this year, here in the United States, especially up here in Chicago and surrounding areas, we had a polar vortex. That's where it got so cold it was entirely unfit for humans. But in just the last few days or the last week or so, I've started to feel that sense of the winter has moved to the past. And I think in a place such as Chicago, or even a colder place like Minnesota or hell, you feel like you've really worked for spring to arrive. You face the drudgery of the cold and you've gotten up every day at that sort of early time in the dark hours, going out into sub-zero temperatures just to get to work. And this goes on for months and months and months. You get to February, a month, that largely consists of 28 days, which can often feel like an entire year. You're stuck in your house. And I think that one of the other sort of regrettable things that comes for me here during winter, especially in the very cold winters in Chicago, is that I eat more. You know that saying, dance like nobody's watching? I apply that rule to eating cheese, especially during the Christmas period. So when those freezing cold temperatures start to dissipate, the spring is the most welcome of seasons. I should clarify, I did brave the Chicago winter as I promised during Vlogmas. I cycled to work every day this year that I could, but even though the first flowers of the year haven't yet bloomed here in Chicago, the temperatures have slightly increased, all of the animals are coming out of their sort of hibernation. On my commute to work, I'm seeing more geese, the bastards, seagulls, ultra bastards, and zebras, weirdly enough, because Lincoln Park Zoo is flourishing at the start of spring, which makes my bike ride just that bit more happy. It's amazing the sense of joy I get from seeing not people, but camels and llamas and penguins. I haven't seen any penguins. I have to go into the zoo to do that. But cycling around the perimeter of the zoo and seeing some of these animals just chomping on grass. We all do that in our spare time. But there is just something so needed about it. And not only that, on the Lakeshore Trail on the way to work, you no longer have a frozen over Lake Michigan. It suddenly looks like water again. So it's sort of a rekindling, as spring should be, I think, of the sort of natural world. And Chicago has a very fine natural world, especially on that very trail. And it might sound like a small thing, but not having to wear the big heavy-duty winter clothes anymore. It's like shedding skin, in a way. And so just bringing it down to a light jacket, light gloves, not even a hat. You don't need one at this point, unless it's chucking it down with rain. Then you just wear a hood. It just sort of affects my mood. Whereas the end of winter affects my mood adversely if I'm not careful, spring rejuvenates it completely. It's no coincidence, perhaps, that, in December, yes, I did Vlogmas, where I put out a video every day, because I was at the start of winter. At the start of winter, it's still magical, it still feels novel. And so you have that energy and that confidence and that drive as a human being to do the things you want to do, which for me at that time was to put a video out every day. And as the winter months went on, that became less of an enticing prospect. And then we changed the clocks. And I thought, April's coming up. I'm going to do it again. I'll put out a video every day. Now, I should mention, don't expect that every time the seasons change, Lawrence is putting out a video every bloody day. That would be crazy. We've even had, that sort of drizzle, the one that I associate with England, the one that actually I miss quite a lot. And I have to say, it's been quite spectacular, even to cycle in. I was speaking to a colleague the other day, and I was just marveling in the way that I do about how majestic it was to not only cycle the 6 miles to work, but to get rained on ever so slightly. I mean, it didn't chuck it down. I didn't get blinded by the rain, but I got cooled down by it, put it that way. It's very useful, I think, when you are cycling or doing outdoor exercise of any kind that gets you hot, to be cooled. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I do know that is a very pleasant feeling. I could almost say that I'd have a preference for spring in just about any nation in the Northern Hemisphere, but there is something quite special about Chicago's, and especially living here on the north side in these neighborhoods, as I do, because once, the leaves do start to appear, it's quite a sight. You have trees of varying colors. I often feel like I'm entering an American movie, and a good one. You know, one from the 80s, possibly directed or executively produced by Steven Spielberg. Probably kids on bicycles. Not E.T., could be, or the Goonies. I'm getting sidetracked. The Goonies, of course, was on the West Coast in Oregon, which I imagine has some of the greatest springs known to man, or at least known to British man, me. But anyway, after the energetic video, or my attempt at energy in the video about college sports yesterday, I just wanted a more mellow video today, I think, in which I profess my love for nature and all of that. I do. I'm an outdoors man at heart. That's why I spend all my time indoors filming videos. I do need to change that. I need to get out more. Anyway, wherever you are, enjoy your Sunday. Have a fabulous spring coming up. And I will see you, well, I'll see you tomorrow. You'll see me, I won't see you, actually. Thank you for watching another episode of Lost in the Pond with me, Lawrence Brown. If you would like to support the work that we do on this channel, and by we, I mean myself and Tara, my wife, you can do so at patreon.com/lostinthepond, just like these fine folks you see to the right. And if you're new around here, you'll find that I do like to occasionally talk about the weather, including, of course, that polar vortex. So if you would like to watch my video, my recounting of the polar vortex, you can do so by clicking on this video here. And if you've not had a chance to do so, subscribe to this channel today by hitting my stupid little face and clicking my bell. Thanks.